Hi guys, I'm Connor and this is Alex. We're from Absolute Music. Today we're talking about the SHEERAN Plus looper pedal.
We're making this video because the looper has been really popular at Absolute Music and also in my shop, the Southern Ukulele Store. Lots of people who have never thought about using a looper before have been coming in and going, well, I've seen this exists and Ed Sheeran's the most famous looperist on the planet. So we thought it would be a good idea to make a video on how to use it.
So we both decided to take one home last night and see what we could come up with in a few hours and see if it really is suitable for that beginner level or if it's something a bit more intermediate.
Something's gonna give, cause the way I'm living seems I'm getting down every day. The more I strive, the less I'm alive, and it seems I'm getting further away. Yeah, baby, I need a plan to understand that life ain't only supply and demand. Something's gonna give, cause the way I'm living seems I'm getting down every day. The more I strive, the less I'm alive, and it seems I'm getting further away. Yeah, baby, I need a plan to understand that life ain't only supply and demand. Something's gonna give, cause the way I'm living seems I'm getting down every day. The more I strive, the less I'm alive, and it seems I'm getting further away. Yeah, baby, I need a plan to understand that life ain't only supply and demand.
So I recorded my loop in single mode with vocals and guitar. I recorded a whole chorus using a long loop, entered dub mode and added my extra vocals and guitar part after. The idea being, you're trying to make a song longer. If you're playing in a gig setting, you replace a second performer. I find it nice and relaxing doing this way, using the pedal. It just creates a satisfying full chorus without needing another person to perform alongside me.
I wonder if through rain shall find a new high, or could it be you? Was never love
Cool. So I recorded that in single mode with only vocals. I built up short loops at the beginning as an intro, and then after that was fully made, it became the chord progression for the rest of the song. Leaving it in play mode, I could then sing, a verse or a chorus or whatever over the top of it. I then came back in for overdubs for the outro to sort of build it up in a nice grand way, and then use the functionality of the pedal to initiate a fade out and bring everything down nicely at the end.
Have you used many loopers before?
Yeah, back in the day I had a Digitech Jam Man, little multi-selector 99 channel type jobby, but I never really got into the sort of planning my whole set and doing loads and loads of songs. It was very much a one big song that you'd build up like over the course and then end it there, or you'd play a chord progression and just sort of figure out what your melodies would be or your solos or whatever, and you sort of use it as a learning buddy rather than a big stage performance thing. But
the fade out function on it was quite interesting. I couldn't really get to grips with the fade out, and I was thinking about if you're at a gig with the fade out, what happens? Have you ever tried anything like that?
So I've manually tried to do a fade out, and I practiced for a while and it worked. But so what I would do is pick up the pedal after I'd done all my loops, done the big song and dance, and manually turn it down until it faded out. Great. Yeah. The night I did it live, I picked up the pedal, ready to go, and where the mic stand had been set up, I pulled out every cable instantly.
Bang.
Gone. Yeah. So having one built in is can save you a lot of hassle.
my looper disaster is slightly different. I had a Boss RC30, and it has this function where if you double tap or hold down a pedal, I can't remember what it is, you can half time your loop. And I had it 3 or 4 times. I used to play in restaurants, and I'd never ever play with a looper at home. It was always like in front of people. It was always going to go wrong the worst possible way. And I'd be at restaurants, and it'd kind of be like everything would suddenly ground to. That's why I stopped using a looper live. And it was such a joy to use this looper, because I feel like in the 10 years since I've last looked at the Boss, which I think is what Ed used to use. I'm not
back in the day. They since came out with the sort of Chewy, which was his stage unit when he got a bit bigger.
But that's what that Looper X is about. So the Looper X, the big pedal, is based on what Ed is using when he's playing in stadiums. But back in the day when he was on SBTV and he was on the way up, he was using a small Boss unit, whether it was a Boss RC20 or a 30, I can't remember. But this modern SHEERAN Looper is it's the engineering of Chewy with Ed's techs, but with the ethos and design of the original Boss units that he used to use. So the SHEERAN Plus is perfect for those small gigs or for home rehearsal, which is mainly what we were using it for when we were taking them home and giving them a try last night. So the good thing about Ed Sheeran releasing a looper is that lots of new faces are trying loopers for the first time. They're going to make the same mistakes we've made on stage, where we've gone bang during a fade out, or whether we've ground everyone's dinner to a halt. The bad thing about Sheeran using a looper, I guess, is that there's, you could say, well, is this just a cash grab? Having spent quite a lot of time with this looper now, I can't believe how much further forward this has brought the loopers from a decade ago. And the build quality is amazing. It's made by Headrush.
Yeah, powered by Headrush. Most of the branding says Sheeran on it, but then just right at the back, they've sort of snuck in a little powered by Headrush to let you know it's still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is, as many people have stated, built like a tank. Die-cast aluminium, really like chunky, solid pedals that aren't exactly like, they're not as clicky and loud, so there's a lot less chance you're going to pick it up in your loop, the actual sound of your pedal being hit, which is quite cool.
I found as well, I really enjoyed the preamps are really good for the instrument and the mic. So I was looping with a microphone, and I liked that I could use a single channel 1/4-inch jack straight into my amplifier, and you know, I'm mixing my microphone live with my guitar to get the sound I wanted. Anyway, I think we've waffled on enough. Maybe we should just show people how to use it, the beginner's guide to using the SHEERAN Plus looper.
Yeah. So, when you get the pedal out of the box and power it on for the first time, it will be in single mode. Me and Alex created both our loops in single mode as it was the most beginner-friendly setting. To start recording in single mode, you just hit the left pedal and it starts. To start stacking loops, you just press that pedal again. That closes the loops and puts you into overdub mode. Once you're happy with the loop, you can press the pedal again to exit the overdub mode and let the loop play. If you're happy with the loop you've made, but you've made a mistake with the overdub, hold down the left pedal to undo. This will keep your original loop while removing the overdub. And to stop playing, you just hit the right pedal. You can hold down the right pedal to clear everything you've just done. If you'd rather record your main loop and go straight into play mode before you do your overdubs, you can go to the function menu and change this in the logic section. In the logic section, you can pick between record, dub, play and record, play, dub. From the function menu, you can go to the mode section to change out of single mode into something else. The modes in this pedal are single, multi, sync and song. There are some really good videos out on YouTube where people have really gone deep into these modes and given a full breakdown, but I'm just going to very quickly do an overview for you now. So, multi-mode lets you record two separate loops that are the same length. To record on A, you just press the left pedal and use it like you would on single mode. To record on B, you can just quickly press the left pedal twice and move over. Pressing the right hand pedal stops everything, and holding that down also clears everything on both channels. Sync mode lets you record A and B like multi, but instead of being two loops running at the same length, they run as multiples of each other. So if you record a very quick loop on A, B will have to be some kind of multiple of that loop. If it's 2 seconds on A, then B will have to be 4 seconds, for example. Song mode lets you create two loops separately in the same menu. These loops don't have to be the same length and they will not interact with each other at all. A good practical use for this setting would be if you wanted to record loops for a verse and then can record completely different loops for your chorus. This way you can record it without either of them getting in the way of each other. The function menu can be accessed by holding down this top button here. Just running down the options, we've got fade control to let you trigger a fade out for your performance, reverse to reverse your loop, and speed to alter the speed of your loop. Next up is save, load, and delete. These can manage your loop storage. Then we've got logic and mode, which I showed off earlier. And the last few are assign for your foot switch control, a MIDI menu, an output select, USB, and finally the about section to tell you what version of the operating system you're currently running. This pedal lets you save and load up to 128 loops, with the longest single loop time being an hour and a half. This thing is made of extremely durable die-cast aluminium and is very sturdy. It can run on batteries and has a load of nice connectivity options. So the first one here on the left is a mic combi input. These inputs can take XLR or 1/4-inch jack. Next to that there's 2 instrument jacks for a stereo input and another 2 jacks for a stereo out. These can also run as mono outputs when you just use the left channel. Moving on from that, we've got an external foot switch, a MIDI input, a USB-B, 9-volt DC, power, and the power button. On the bottom there's a compartment for 4 AA batteries that are really easy to get in and out. With these 4 AA batteries, this pedal should be able to run for about 6 hours.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do leave us a comment if you have any questions. We'll try and get back to you. Or you can contact us at absolutemusic.co.uk. Bye.
Someone's gonna give us the way I'm living.
Just want to prove that I figured out how to use the fade out.
The more I strive, the less I'm alive, and it seems I'm getting further away.